Good morning, everybody. We're looking at local radar here. We're looking at the winter storm that developed to our south overnight. Low pressure moved from Louisiana into Mississippi and then Alabama. We can see the upper level features back here in Alabama, Mississippi, and Tennessee, and these upper level lows is what is helping to produce our snow in our area. Some heavy bands of snow slowly pushing eastward this morning. Near whiteout conditions are reported across portions of western Kentucky, blowing snow over southern Indiana, southeast Illinois, down to west Tennessee. Very hazardous driving conditions today as you push eastward. If you're traveling east in Kentucky, parts of Tennessee, you may want to reconsider that. Would not be surprised to see some road closures. This is a major winter storm for the tri-state area. Now, the snow line last night never advanced really much more than Poplar Bluff and then along the line towards Cape Girardeau and then up towards Harrisburg. That was just about what was forecast to happen within a 1 or 2 county margin of error. All right, let's take a look here. Let's try to get. I already turned some of these sounds off on the computer. That way we don't have a lot of background sound. I can figure out where all the sounds come from on this computer. All right, well, we'll leave this up. I'll play with it. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this, but it would be nice in the future to have a live feed that we can interact on, and I can explain things a little better like I do on my radio interviews. And let's see, I can pick and choose what the screen shows you. Pretty cool, just learn to do this. I can even show you as I type messages on the view on the live Weather Talk website. Sounds like there's quite a few power outages across the area, at least in some locations. A few thousand people without power, it sounds like. That is not a surprise based on the way the winter storm has unfolded. Try to figure out where all my sounds are coming from on the computer and turning some of them off. That way we don't have to hear the background sounds. Let's take a look here. There we go, mute sounds. All right. Go back over here. Let me put the radar screen back up. All right, so we take a look here at this winter storm this morning, and basically I can pull up some upper level maps in a little bit, but what you see here, you can see how this is spinning. Well, that's because, remember, for the last few days I've talked about the area of low pressure. The area of low pressure first formed in Texas, moved to Louisiana yesterday. Last night it moved into Mississippi, then it moved into Alabama. Now, the low tracked just about as the models showed, maybe at times even a little south of where they were indicating it would track. But now the upper level low, the 850 millibar low, not the surface low, but the upper levels of the atmosphere also have low pressure. And those are the ones I always watch for when trying to figure out snow, especially the 850 millibar low. So I'll have to pull up the Storm Prediction Center maps here, and let's see. Let's take a look at where the low actually is this morning. SPC just issued a winter weather mesoscale discussion for parts of our area for heavy snow, blowing snow. There are reports of near blizzard conditions in western Kentucky, I noticed a while ago. Strong winds today. Expect winds in the 20 to 30 mile per hour range, 35, maybe even 40 mile per hour gust. That's going to blow that snow around quite a bit. All right, visibility less than 1/2 mile at times. Let's pull up the SPC current map and take a look here. Let me switch your screenshot over here. So the surface low this morning at 7:30 a.m. is located somewhere in central Alabama. Looks like, glasses off, 1,004 millibars. That's about where the models had this thing tracking. Again, maybe a little south of where some of them had it. But either way, huge amount of moisture being thrown back up into the Ohio Valley. This thing is a conveyor belt straight to the Gulf of Mexico. Let's take a look at the 850 millibar level. All right, so the 850 millibar low is somewhere here in northern Alabama, maybe near the Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee border. That's exactly where the models had it tracking. So all in all, the models have done quite well. If you remember, we had a very sharp cutoff for snow expected. I had, let me just pull up that map actually. A lot going on this morning on the computer screen. Okay. Let me see if I can show you this screen. Figure out what button to add here. Screen capture. Okay. I'll show you my screen capture of my graphics that I have to work with all day. All right. Yeah, I think there's an option in the YouTube channel to ask a question. So I can look at that in a little bit. Right now, I'm going to load up another graphic for you. All right, there we go. Okay, there we go. So this was the forecast from 3 days ago that I put out, and I never changed it. I left it alone. It's tiring sometimes to change the weather graphics all the time with a winter storm, especially when there's so much uncertainty. Sometimes I think it's just better to make a forecast and let the chips fall where they may. So this yellow line, I drew this yellow line to you and said, look, if you live to the south and east of that line, you've got a good chance of a significant winter storm. And then I drew a blue line and said, if you live in between the blue line and the yellow line, give or take a county, this is a line I drew. The atmosphere is not going to recognize my line. That somewhere in this monitor area could also have winter weather, but it was more questionable about how much. So, we take a look at our radar this morning, and you sort of can get the idea from the loop. This is over the last 9 hours as this entire winter storm developed. You can see how it ended up. This was the back line. Now the heaviest snows are over here, and that in-between area ended up being, some freezing rain, some snow, and then some of you didn't pick up any snow at all. So not bad. Tricky forecasting these winter storms, especially when it comes to trying to tell you exact amounts. I know everybody likes to know how much will fall in their backyard. I'm going to go ahead and capture a loop of the radar this morning and send that out onto YouTube as well. We also saw thunderstorms. I heard there was thunder in western Kentucky last night, lightning and thunder. That doesn't surprise me. Very strong, powerful storm system. This is the biggest winter storm of the 2015-2016 winter season so far by a long shot. This is a beast. You're going to be hearing about this for days to come. And of course, the East Coast, where the media basically lives, I guess, because I know we don't really exist over here. According to the major news channels, you would never know that there was anything west of the big cities, but there is. But Washington, D.C., New York City, these areas up there, this winter storm is moving in that direction. Boston, some might have rain. Not sure how far this is going to go, to be honest, because I haven't had time to look beyond our area as to what's going to happen. I have barely been able to keep up with our local area. All right, so I'm going to check. Let's see if anybody's in the chat room here. I'm going to upload this video for people to watch on the radar loop. So let's go ahead and get that out there. All right, here we go. I'm going to send this radar loop out to everybody and then post it in the Facebook room, which reminds me I need to go check that. I'm sure many of you are posting snowfall totals and photographs this morning. So I think the Weather Channel named this Jonas, so I'm just going to type that in there and go with that. My dogs are asleep this morning, but if they were awake, you'd probably hear one or two of them barking. All right. Radar loop showing evolution of our storm system. All right, so we'll put this out on Twitter. I'll tag this on YouTube. I actually typed 2016 this morning. That's a start, I guess. All right, so I'm going to publish that. All right, so I'm going to post this link onto Facebook for you. I can't keep up with everything. There's a lot going on. All right, so get the radar loop out there. Put that on Twitter. I haven't had time this morning. I actually slept an extra hour. I haven't had time to look at any graphics to see how much snow has fallen in the area, so I don't really know how my forecast numbers are going to pan out. I'm sure someone's going to end up with a lot more snow than expected, and some will be disappointed. But that's how every winter storm goes in our area. Okay, I tweeted that out. There you go. People can look at the radar loop. All right, let me go back over here to Facebook and see what you guys are saying. Okay. All right, let's see what you guys are saying here on Facebook. Okay. I have to watch that live stream. Sometimes the radar disappears from some time. All right, somebody's asking how much longer will the snow last in Massac County? Well, you know, it may last a few hours. The storm system is slowly pulling away, so we're going to lose this big band of snow that you're seeing on radar. It will sort of pull away and fall apart at the same time. So, you know, Massac County, you know, a couple more hours of snow possible. Don't know how much snow you've received so far. Have not had time to look at the reports, but maybe somebody can tell me how much snow has fallen. Jessica Darnell says the live stream is working well. Amy says she sees it. Uh-oh, Larry Powers says looks like McLeansboro just missed it, Beau. Yeah, you know, that was going to happen like that. It was such a close call, and I tried to emphasize that, you know, the last few days. This was one of the harder forecasts I've had to put out in a long time. It was a little bit much because the number of people monitoring this storm was incredible, to be honest. People around here love their snow, that's for sure. We'd have a tornado outbreak and maybe a tenth of the people show up on Facebook or ask me questions. But if it's a winter storm, all bets are off. Let's load up a model for you here, the high resolution models, which actually did quite well last night. Let me see. Let me switch this graphic over here. Some things on my screen that are private weather service stuff, and I don't want it to accidentally pop up. All right, so I'm going to pull up some weatherbell.com maps. Now, this is a subscription site, but if you like to look at computer models, then I recommend going to weatherbell.com. Also today, let's see who the friend of the weather is today. To change this every day. You know, we still don't have a school bus ad sponsor. Our website was getting 50 hits a second the other day. All right, it is, yeah, Eastern or Eye Care Associates of Kentucky, Paducah location. I believe they're located on Broadway. That's today's friend of the weather. I've got a few sponsors, and I try to rotate them out each day. Now let me see if I can show you this model. Got to load this on the screen though. Okay, we're gonna do a screenshot. There we go. Okay. Okay, let's try this. I'm gonna load you the latest HER model. And I haven't messed with these settings much on this new program, so I'm not sure. I probably need to adjust the resolution, but let's see if you can see this model. Okay. There we go. Let's see if I can loop it for you. This is the HRRR, High Resolution Rapid Refresh model. It does quite well, you know. Actually, the other day when everyone was calling for a ton of snow in the area, and we got the lower end, I was thinking 2 or 3 inches. And if some banding occurred, there would have been 4 or 5, but no banding occurred. But the HRRR model, it did really well. So this is snow right here in the blue. Green is rain. Here's your thunderstorms down here. So let's loop this. This is 7, 8, 9 a.m. Let's go 6. That's 8 a.m. Okay. 9 a.m. Watch how that falls apart on the western end. So there you go. Later this morning, it falls apart and pulls away, and then it tries to develop a little bit back again. So as it slowly pulls away, you're going to see the western fringe of this system start to dissipate, but it may take some time. A lot of snow in the state of Kentucky, as you can see there. The dark blue is heavier snow. But slowly but surely this morning it will pull away. But if you're receiving snow right now and we have these high winds, you're going to have near whiteout conditions at times. So keep that in mind. Let's go back to radar. Let's go to the National Weather Service Office of Paducah radar. You can see these. If you can, let me zoom in. You see these bands. These are green bands of heavier snow. And where that occurs, you can have pockets of 1 or 2 more inches than, let's say, 10 miles away. If a band sets on top of you, you can get quite a bit of snow. Right now, you've got one in southern Graves County, Callaway County, Marshall County, extending into Lion Trig, back into northern Christian. That is banding right there, and it's just sitting there. If you can look at that dark green, and then it's lighter snow to the north and south of it. So you guys in this green band right now, you're getting some pretty good snow. There was another band back here in far west Kentucky, but you can see it started to weaken a little bit. Pretty cool to watch that on radar. Let's go back to the national radar. All right. So just kind of let that sit, and you can see the national radar back. Let me go back to see if any of you asked any questions. Okay. Jessica says the sound's cutting in. Okay, I'll have to look into that. I'm not sure. I may have to adjust some things. First shot at this, so. Measured snow in Owensboro, Isaiah says 4 inches, but only 1.5 from this storm. Okay, so you must have had 3 inches, 2.5, 3 inches on the ground already. Drifts up to 6 inches. Making sure that's inches, so. You had some 30, 40 mile an hour winds today, West Kentucky for sure, West Tennessee, and you're going to have, you're definitely going to have some blowing and drifting snow. Wouldn't be surprised to hear some 3-4 foot snow drifts in some areas. Let me zoom in on this. When you're watching the radar loop overnight, the pink, that was ice. I saw Cody said over in Hopkinsville, he sent me a picture with about 1/4 of an inch of freezing rain on trees. That's quite a bit. We get some winds today that could cause some problems, some tree limbs down. Already hearing some reports of power outages. West Paducah, Kentucky, McCracken County National Weather Service has measured 4 inches of snow. So there you go. I think I went 2 to 4 for Paducah, so may get a little. Some places may end up with a little more than the 2 to 4, but I'm guessing that snow fans aren't going to be complaining. Thank you, Cody. I see your photo there of you enjoying your snow chase. All right, let me put this out on the live feed on Weather Talk. Thank you for everybody that signed up for Weather Talk text services. Yesterday was crazy, and I tried to fix as many accounts as I could. 80% of the accounts that had problems, it's because things weren't filled out properly. Wrong carrier. You didn't choose the daily forecast, so that's why you didn't get the daily forecast. So when you go in there and you sign up, make sure you check your settings. That way I don't have to troubleshoot, and that way you get what you're paying for, $3 a month for one phone. There's also a live weather breaking feed in the Weather Talk website. So keep that in mind. There's other things on there, not just your texting. And for the most part, I think it's working. We do have some problems with Verizon. Sometimes they drop text messages. This is a problem known nationwide. Don't know why, but I love Verizon. I use Verizon myself. But there were some texts that didn't go out yesterday, a few. So anyway, I do my best to get it out there, and I think for the most part the system's working, and you're receiving the information. All right, well, let's take a look here. Let's see if there's any questions over. I see you guys in the chat section of the YouTube channel, so get some rest today. Yeah, I did sleep last night some, but it's been, let's see, yesterday, I think there was 3 days in a row there were 18-hour days tracking this and forecasting it. So yeah, I'll get my rest this weekend for sure. Let's take a look at some photos here over on Facebook. Let's see what everyone is saying over on Facebook. Okay, let's switch over the screen view for you. Let's see, there's that. Let's see. All right, see you guys over on the Facebook feed. We're 47 minutes into that one. Thread. See what some of you are saying. Okay, how much longer Mesquite County? I answered that. Well, I probably should answer it over here. They may not be listening. Well, you guys are sending a lot of photos. Looks great. Mesquite County, another couple of hours of on and off snow. I'll type in Joey and assume the person that asked is a snow fan. Madisonville, enough snow for a snowmobile. 4 inches plus. Okay, let's take a look here. Graves County. Nice drifting there in front of the doorstep. I'm assuming most schools are closed today that are in the snow areas. The ice last night was a mess. A lot of accidents. 5 to 6 inches in the Simpsonia area with drifts, about 4 without. 5 inches in Keville, Kentucky, still coming down. That's pretty good. I was thinking 2 to 4 for them, but they're getting some bonus icing on their cake. 5 inches in Hickory, Lucas, and Sonia. Tri-state chat. Okay. Thanks, guys. Okay, on the live feed. That's how I'm try to keep that shut. Sometimes I'm gonna say thanks. All right, there you go. Yeah, I'll try to keep those closed. I don't have a way. There should be a way for me to. I wonder. There's a way for me to set that so it doesn't pop up, but maybe someone else knows how to do that. Sure, there is, but okay. I think I can narrow that down. Let me try something. Let me try this. I'm going to reset the screen view. Let's see. Remove, add. Here we go. I'm going to try and get that where it doesn't show the or people private messaging me for the most part. All right. we'll give this a try. All right, there we go. All right, let's see what else you got. Still coming down in Mayfield, Fancy Farm. Oprah with You Get a Snow Day. Yes, this is true. I love that. Okay. Okay, we're getting some winter weather in January. I was a little concerned. I was thinking maybe things would turn around colder for mid-January, but I was really thinking February and March for winter to solid lock in. But we're getting quite a bit of winter weather now for parts of the area. Someone's asking, does anyone know how much snow Paducah is supposed to get in total? Lone Oak's 4. Okay. You could get another 1 or 2 inches of snow in McCracken County. If a band sets up, then locally higher amounts. I'm not sure what the ratio is right now. Since it's pretty cold, you may actually be having 12-to-1 snow ratios. So like 10-to-1 would be 1 inch of liquid would equal 10 inches of snow. The higher the snow ratio, the fluffier the snow, so it can pile up a little quicker. I'm going to say enjoy if you can. 4 inches in Hendron, 2.5. Sounds like varying amount of snow in McCracken County. 5 to 6 inches in Hopkinsville. Snow coming down hard in Carmi. All right. Oh, is the low all the way up into the Tennessee-Kentucky border? No, it is way down south. No. Someone's asking me where the low is. So, there was talk last night that the low was going north, but, I looked at all the data, and I'm looking at the models right now, and the low is pretty much where the model said it would be. It's down in Alabama and Mississippi, but you got to remember this is a massive storm with huge amounts of moisture, and I'm going to make a new graphic here and post it on Facebook where the low is. But yeah, I mean the low is way down in Alabama right now, central Alabama, and that's pretty much where it was supposed to be. But it's just pulling up a ton of moisture from the Gulf of Mexico like a conveyor belt. And we have snow all the way back into Indiana, which is that's the way these winter storms are. So they will throw precipitation way northward. There you go. I posted a graphic on Facebook of where the low is. I'm going to post where the 850 millibar low, that's considered the upper level low. Where the 850 millibar low tracks is usually key to some of our snow in our area. You want to be north and west of the 850 millibar low, but not too far north and west. So all of the data I looked at and what I'm looking at right now, the models were really, really close. Of course, like I told you, you'd be within a margin of an error of a track would be 1 to 3 counties. And that's, the models did pretty good, in my opinion. There's the 850 millibar low. Okay, I'm going to post a graphic there on Facebook. There's the 850 millibar low. Let me go back and look and see if there's any questions in the YouTube chat. Christian Fellowship isn't closed in Marshall County. Okay. Some rough going there. Someone said they didn't see it on the list, so, well, maybe it is closed, so have to check. I guess contact them. A lot of flurries in Reedland. When will it end? Paula wants to know. Well, depends on where you're at. It's going to last longer over our eastern counties because that's the direction it's moving. The western edge should start to deteriorate over the next couple of hours. So, it's going to vary a little bit. I'm just looking at your questions there, so you can see that on the screen, I guess. Let's switch back over to the radar view for you, and I'll just let that sit there while I look at some new data. 2 inches of snow on the west side of Newburgh. Temperature 25 degrees, picked up an inch since the last measured an hour ago. Okay. There you go. So there's probably, it doesn't surprise me. There's probably some 1 inch per hour snowfall rates and going on in the area. I'm going to post that on the live feed over on Weather Talk as well. I'm not going to dare check my emails because I just sent out a text to everybody about the social media thread, and as soon as I send out an email, I'll start getting a bunch of text messages. Okay. Or a bunch of replies. Let's see. Let me go back over to Facebook. Let's see what you guys are saying over there. So the storm today, you've got a few more hours on the western edge of it, but as you move further east, let's say Princeton, Madisonville, Muhlenberg, McLean County, Owensboro, it'll take a little longer for the snow to dissipate, but this morning we're going to have snow into the morning hours here. If you don't have snow now, you won't. If you do have snow, it may continue for a little bit longer. Let's pull up satellite. This thing is a beast. Here we go. I'm going to show you the satellite view loop. It may take a little while to loop. Oh my goodness, look at that. Wow. So what you're looking at here is a water vapor. This is just incredible. This is your full latitude cyclone. Low pressure moves from here, follow my cursor into Alabama, so you can see how it curls back. Remember, low pressure rotates counterclockwise, so your spin is going to be pulling the moisture northward. And this thing has a feed right into the Gulf of Mexico. It's almost like a straw bringing up moisture. And then that wraps around into the cold air. We call that a trowel, actually. It wraps around in the cold air, and you get heavy snow back here on the cold side of the low. And severe thunderstorms last night on the south side of the low, tornadoes, severe thunderstorms with high winds, squall lines swept across Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and Florida. Impressive squall line. But this is just impressive on satellite. You can just see that. This dry area, we call that the dry slot. And if you like snow, you don't want to be in the dry slot. But there you go. That's satellite. Very impressive storm system. Let's pull up National Weather Service watches and warnings. I'm going to turn off the radar so you can see. Okay, here we go. The pink area, winter storm warnings. The blue area, purple area, winter weather advisories. Pink areas, winter storm warnings. So winter storm warnings all the way down from Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, Tennessee, Kentucky. Winter storm warnings in Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, West Virginia, Virginia, Ohio. Blizzard warnings into New Jersey. Blizzard warnings for southeast Pennsylvania. Blizzard warnings in the Washington, D.C. area. I know a lot of my snow fans and friends in Washington, D.C. are ecstatic. They've been going crazy over on Twitter the last few days. But the entire state of Kentucky is under a winter storm warning, all the way into southern Indiana. But sharp cutoff, guys, and I know some of you guys are upset, and gals. Just the way this winter storm was, there was going to be a sharp cutoff between the haves and have-nots, and that's just the way this winter storm went. Most winter storms are like that, but this one pretty spectacular on the cutoff. All right, so those are your winter storm warnings for today. Just crazy amount of counties under warnings. Impressive winter storm. All right, let's go back to radar. Loop radar there. All right, I'm going to check some of your Facebook messages here. Go back. Okay. How long will it stay on the western side? Okay. George, Beau, I posted a link of the storm viewed from space on Facebook. Okay. Put that in the Beau Dodson weather thread if you didn't. I'm still looking at that, so maybe you did put it in there. Okay. P.S. Paul says this is true cookies and milk. Yes. Funny thing, I ordered some Girl Scout cookies from Marshall a couple days ago, and they arrived yesterday. Thought that was kind of cool. Marshall's over on the the Weather Channel. He does Weather Geeks. His daughter had Girl Scout cookies for sale, so I thought I needed to buy some anyway, so bought them from him, and they arrived in the mail. All right, so I had Thin Mints, if you want to know. Quite a few of them. Okay, thunder snow reported in Nashville now. Wow. A lot of people asked me about going to Nashville last night and today, and I told them they had travel plans, and I said, you may want to check your flights. I just don't know if you're going to be able to make it Thursday night and Friday. Tried to get some of them to change their plans. Tennessee doesn't handle snow very well. Let's look at some of your questions here on Facebook. Scroll down. Okay, 7 replies. Got it. Thanks. Received. Text message. Christy. Okay, I'll have to check Christy. Okay. Christy was thinking she didn't receive her text message for the social media alert, but the county wasn't checked. Yeah, I didn't check all the counties. I thought that it was. I tried to check the counties being impacted. I try to figure out what's best for everyone, so I don't want to send too many text messages to you. I try to pick the counties that are being impacted. Plus, it's early in the morning. I didn't want to text everybody that's not in the winter storm, so. Okay. Somebody asked me why I sent a text to Williamson County, why I chose that. So what I did was check the counties near. I checked the counties near the snow, so I tried to go like one or so county over. But anyway. Some of you, a couple people didn't receive their text, so we may need to just check your settings. If you were receiving text and suddenly you're not receiving text, then that could be why, or maybe I need to check a setting. So, and I'm actually going to go ahead and check one here. So give me a minute. John, okay. I'm going to check someone's account to see what's going on. So if you were receiving text and suddenly they stopped, then that, yeah, we need to figure that out. Gosh. Okay, I'll go back over here to Facebook and see what's being said. I can also go into the system and send people a test message. So that helps us troubleshoot as well. If somebody's not receiving them, what can happen, and I don't really understand it, technology, but cell phone companies, you have to make sure your email to text is turned on, and about 5% of the people, for some reason, it's not turned on. It's also on your AT&T and Verizon. If you sign in to your accounts, you can make sure your settings allow that you receive email to text messages, because what happens is some phone companies turn it off because of spam, that they want it to be a customer option to turn it on. And you can go into your account. I don't know how to tell you where to find it in Verizon, AT&T, but it's under your settings, and you can make sure you don't have any of that turned on. As long as it's turned off, you'll receive the text messages you should. But if you were receiving text messages and now you're not, that's something we need to check into. So anyway, I just encourage you to check the different settings to make sure that it's not something on your end, because it takes time to track down a bug sometimes. And also, sometimes we don't know why a text doesn't go out. There's been text messages that went out that I didn't receive, and I know it's my cell phone provider's fault, but it's frustrating. I've had people tell me that that's an issue with Verizon, and maybe it is with AT&T, that sometimes we call it, they drop the packet, and they never get it to you. It shows that it left from our system, but it never gets to you. But anyway, I do my best to get those out, and hopefully, I think most of them are going out. Of course, it's hard for me to not know if one didn't reach you, because, unless somebody says something, you wouldn't know, or that you saw that I sent one out from someone else. So it makes it hard to troubleshoot sometimes. North Graves County, 3 inches so far. I'll give that a yay. Replies. Let's go discussion. Yes. Someone's asking me what Zulu time. Okay, so Zulu time. So 12Z Zulu time is 6 a.m. Just so you know. 0Z Zulu time on these charts that you see sometimes, 6 p.m. At least in the winter. You change it an hour when it goes. When we switch seasons here. Aaron Rotman, nice job, Beau. You nailed it. Maybe for some counties, we'll see. I always say don't count your snowflakes until they hatch. Don't tell me I did a good job until the last snowflake falls. Let's see. Shift, how far should outside, because someone's asking me. I don't usually comment on other media what they forecasted, but somebody's asking me about changing numbers all the time. I don't usually, I don't usually change my numbers very much, and the reason for that is you can chase a snowstorm forever. I could change my numbers 30 times. That's no joke. It's just too much stress for me. I'll give you a range of what to expect, and then I try to give you an over-under, although I didn't do some of those graphics for this event because it was just so crazy getting the new business up and running and dealing with everything. Usually I give you an over-under, but I try to convey the message of uncertainty with this storm. But those are growing pains with the business, and I love it. This was one of the things I should have done a long time ago. It's expensive to do all this. I know Jessica Darnell, Jason Darnell, they've helped me a lot over the years with some of the technology side of this, and it's expensive. But, the $3 a month for the cell phone, when a lot of people do that, it adds up. And that is, as long as we can keep everyone month by month, even when the weather's boring, it'll help a lot. So that is definitely going to pay the bills, and that's something that will be helpful for me. And I'm basically your meteorologist, because I don't work for radio TV station. I work for you, and I enjoy doing that. So Murray, Kentucky, wind is howling, snow is blowing, drifting. I tried to measure, maybe 3 to 4 inches still coming down. Yes. I know a lot of teachers are happy today. I joked last night online about the teacher mafia that stalked me and pretty much tried to make me make it snow. You'd be surprised how many teachers like snow. So um, it's not the kids that ask me about school, it's the teachers. So I think that's funny. 4 inches in Paducah South Side, barely 2 inches in Lone Oak. Okay, well there's that sharp gradient. Somebody else said 4 inches in Lone Oak. Probably hard to measure. Um, Barwell, Kentucky, still snowing. I'm going to put the live stream. I forgot to post the live stream onto Weather Talk. Weather Talk. I didn't even really get to. I did not really get to update the blog much yesterday either. It was non-stop trying to get everything forecast, and I dropped the ball in a few places, but did my best to get all the products out. I'm having problems with the Aware email as well. Some of you received 2 or 3 of those. Unfortunately, we're trying to troubleshoot that bug. The Aware email is a good way for me to contact that's a good way for me to give everybody a heads up on what's going on. But we did have some problems with the Aware email. When you signed up for Weather Talk on weathertalk.com, you would have filled out the email, and you're supposed to be automatically added to Aware. But over the last 2 weeks, the Aware email list has doubled in size. It's a large number, thousands, and so we're having growing pains. But I know a couple of people asked me to unsubscribe them, which I don't blame them. I don't like to get 2 or 3 emails, and the system just didn't work as expected. But bear with us. We are doing our best to make everything work. Okay, lots of power outages south of Lexington. They advise if you're traveling in and out of Tennessee not to travel. Ice is bad. Southern Kentucky had lots of ice, now snow. Yeah, it's bad. I told you yesterday the state emergency might have to be issued in Kentucky and parts of Tennessee, or Tennessee, Kentucky. Not parts of, but it would be the state. That could happen. And there might even be some major road closures. Those were some of the impacts. Jason Darnell just measured 6.6 inches. Nice. I know he likes snow. Go back over to your questions. What's the total current in Murray? Somebody said they tried to measure, but they were having a hard time because of drift. So maybe 4 inches. T-Mobile had a lag yesterday in my text messages, but all is up and going now. Yeah, I received a text message once about 6 hours late from Verizon, but I think that's because I'm actually subscribed to every county, and during the severe weather outbreak, there were so many text messages that went out that I don't even know how many text messages I got on my own phone. I might be able to adjust the screen resolution of all of this eventually. I'm just playing with it today. I don't know if the sound is still cutting in and out, but you guys in chat, you can ask questions over there on the YouTube channel. I am reading them from time to time. Let's go back over here. Let's put the temperatures on the weather map here, the radar loop from my software. Let's see how temperatures are. Okay, so Paducah. Well, let me stop the loop. So 28 degrees in Paducah, 28 degrees in Cape Girardeau, 27 in Carbondale, 27 in Evansville. These are great snow temperatures. This is great temperature for snow. 28 degrees down in West Tennessee, 27, 34 in Nashville with snow. Temperature is probably falling in Nashville if they've got the heavy snow now. 27 Bowling Green, 21 in Lexington. Oh, you're going to have some high snow ratios over there. 27 in Louisville. I'm sure my niece is happy. She's getting snow at the University of Louisville. All right, so 28 in Poplar Bluff. Zoom in here a little bit. Murray, 28 degrees. Look at the sharp cutoff on the snow. I know that's just killing some of you that are wanting snow. I know that feeling to be 1 or 2 counties away from the snow. And if you're a snow lover, It's disappointing. I'm going to loop this again. Watch how that sharp cutoff, it just doesn't move. It just sits there like it hits a wall almost. And you can see over the last hour the snow starting to diminish on the western edge. That's what should be expected, although occasionally these things can perk back up a little bit. I know the HER model I just looked at showed that. Anyway, let's pull back out. I'm going to turn temperatures off. Let's take a look at wind. Let's take a look at wind while we're in here. Okay. Yeah, so you can see the wind barbs there. Let me stop this. 20-mile-an-hour winds. Take a look at Paducah. 18-mile-an-hour wind. There's probably 30-mile-an-hour gust. Wow, some strong winds in Poplar Bluff. 22, gust to 26. Gust to 30, northeast Arkansas. I was thinking there might be some 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts in northeast Arkansas, west in the Boot Hill, northwest Tennessee. Look at this over here on the Nashville. Heavy rain. Chattanooga, heavy rain. Huntsville. But then you have the snow starting to turn over to snow on the backside. All right, I haven't heard any road closures in Kentucky. Maybe some of you guys know a little more about that. I slept an hour later today. I'd been getting up at 5:30 to deal with this event, but I did sleep in a little bit. Isaiah, new storm total 2.5 inches in Owensboro, 5 inches on the ground, drifts of 7 to 8 feet. Sound is fine. Paula, thank you. Kraken. Okay. Okay. See you guys. Okay. So let's move back over to the Facebook. Must be a way for me to turn this. There must be a way for me to turn these pop-ups off on my text messages on Facebook so everybody does not see them, but I don't know how to do that. I should know how to do that, right? But sometimes I'm not a details guy. So anyway, if somebody knows how to turn those off, I'll turn them off so they don't pop up. But I'm going to turn the Facebook back onto your screen. Here, find it. What did I do with that? Oh, I'll just make a new one. Capture. All right. Turn Facebook back on for you. There we go. Still learning how to do this, guys. There's a better way. Okay. So anyway, let's check Facebook and see what people are saying. Okay. Photographs from Fancy Farm. Thank you. Nice. Looks like a wet snow too. You see how on the branches. Probably started out as a wet snow and then transitioned to the powdery snow. Jasmine, thank you there. I see your pictures. I can see the video and hear you, but don't see chat. Somebody's asking on YouTube, they can't see the chat side. The chat is on the right side, but maybe you have to activate it. I don't know. Somebody on Facebook was asking how to activate the chat on the YouTube. Oh, if you're viewing the YouTube from Facebook, you probably need to go over to the actual link on YouTube. Then maybe you can see the chat area. Okay, let's look at some more pictures. Luca, Kentucky. The flag there, nice. Snow cover. 5 inches in Hickory. Kevel, Marion, Kentucky. Okay, Massac County. Massachusetts County, North Avenue, and 12th Streets have been plowed but are still slippery. Okay. Some people are asking where the chat section is on YouTube. It's on the right side on my screen when I pull up YouTube, but I don't know. I don't know on yours. Maybe someone can type in Facebook and tell people. Valerie, yes. Valerie's asking how much more snow for Paducah. Yes. So, another couple hours of snow on the western edge of this. I'm not going to say it can't last a little longer. These things sometimes can perk back up. But, the general idea is that over the next few hours, the snow will pull away to the east. Finley's asking about the live chat. Raleigh, Illinois, double cab Chevy truck, big ditch. Yeah, these trucks don't do well on ice either. Okay. Anyone heard anything about Poplar Bluff? Yeah, Butler County last night was hit hard with freezing rain. It wasn't the amounts, and I tell people this all the time. Our worst accident events are from light freezing rain. In 2008, we had a whole lot of people that died in our area from a light freezing drizzle event. Problem is, people look outside and they think, well, it's not that bad, but it's just pure ice, and vehicles can't drive on ice. They can drive on sleet and snow, but not freezing rain. That's just, you might as well drive your car out on a skating rink. Same thing. Tires aren't made for that. Blizzard like in Owensboro. Yep, some the winds with this thing, because the isobars, the equal lines of pressure, are tight, and that is causing the strong winds. So you're going to have a lot of blowing snow, and the winds will actually pick up over the next few hours. There's George with the East Coast blizzard from space. Yeah, cool satellite. I love those satellite views. You see that tail? That literally is showing you the moisture coming up from the Gulf of Mexico. That's just incredible. It's like a straw being pulled into this storm, feeding it with moisture. It's really amazing to watch something like this happen. It's a textbook. If you went to meteorology school, this is a textbook winter storm. 8 inches in Mayfield, someone's measured. Nice picture there from Sedalia, from Brian. Some little drifts there. Nice. Going to have some snow cream today, some of you guys. 5-star in Benton, Kentucky. That looks like some ice and snow on the gas station. The live stream is great. George says I have a live stream on my 65-inch smart TV. We might be cousins. That sounds like something I would do. I'd probably have to have Jason Darnell set it up for me though. But blowing snow, blizzard, Jessica. Nice photograph, Jessica. That's a cool photograph Jessica Darnell took of the ice on the window and then looking outside. Cool photo. Looks cold. Wow, that is you guys are getting a lot of snow. Of course, after last year, some of you guys are probably spoiled from the double snowstorms back to back, where some of you guys had 20 inches. It's hard to come back from a storm like that and then have another snowstorm that's like 4 or 5 inches. Kind of spoils you. I went to Hurricane Sandy when I chased it, the winter storm part of it. Very rare to have snow in a hurricane, so we went to West Virginia. We had to dig our car out. You literally could not see our car. It was that much snow. And we joked that it would be hard to come back and be in any winter storm after that, because when you're in that kind of snow, where do you go from there? Power outages, yeah, I saw that. 4.75 inches, Victoria says. Victoria, 4.75, Fulton, Kentucky, near the elementary school. Owensboro, how much longer? Okay, let me answer Joey Nichols. Joey, the Owensboro area, I'm gonna throw you 3 to 4 hours more, maybe. This is what can happen. Let's go back to the side. Let's go back to the radar view. This is what can happen with these winter storms. You can have quite a bit of snow going on the west end, and all of a sudden it just looks like it dries up. And as the upper level energy pulls away and drier air moves in, as the low rotates counterclockwise, you're going to pull in colder air from the northwest. Eventually, that colder air is drier air. That's why you don't have snow in Mount Vernon, west of Cape Girardeau. That's why it looks like a wall. There's just dry air up here, but that gets entrained into the system and can quickly kill the snow. It will just literally disappear, just like it appeared last night on radar. Suddenly, it will dry up, disappear, and start to move out. But Owensboro, just looking at the radar loop here, you may have another 3 to 4 hours of some snow. Of course, you can have snow showers into the afternoon, but I'm talking about this steady snow that's going on. Cody Zimmerman sent me a photo about a quarter of an inch, 0.25 inches of ice in Hopkinsville last night. And I was thinking maybe 0.10 to 0.25, was hoping we wouldn't have any higher amounts of freezing rain. There was a little possibility of it, though. And, quarter of an inch of ice with winds like this, you're probably going to have power outages this afternoon in some areas where ice was heaviest. Keep that in mind. Go back over here. Short-term power outages, I'm going to put that on the live feed on Weather Talk. Short-term power outages are a good bet this afternoon in areas with heavy ice, and that's because of the it's because of the high winds that are coming in. This isn't like 2009, and the radio interviews I did yesterday, people were asking that, but this is, that 2009 was actually 3 storms back to back, or a series of upper level storm systems, and we had a lull. If you remember, we had one ice storm and then a 6-hour lull, and then the second one hit. So it wasn't just one ice storm. So that's a rare event. And every time we have ice in the forecast, everybody wants to know, will this be like 2009? In 2009, in theory, for the areas that it hit, maybe once in a 100-year event. Now, once in a 100-year event means it could happen again. You still have a percentage chance it could happen tomorrow. It could happen again. But it's rare. I mean, nobody that I know had ever been through anything like that. 90-year-old people said they'd never seen anything like that. Paducah area had an ice storm back in maybe 1915, 1917. I've got a book somewhere. I actually want to republish that book, but I need to find the scan of it and send it off. But anyway, that was a massive ice storm as well. But that ice storm we had in 2009, incredible. 1 to 2 inches of freezing rain is very rare. So, when we have ice in the forecast, if it were going to be like 2009, first off, you'd know it. I will tell you. I always said I would cry if I ever had to forecast a storm like that again, because I think most of us had it's kind of a lot of trauma for a lot of people. And I know the Weather Service, some of them said like PTSD, and just people had problems emotionally after that storm. But it was scary, just to see that much damage. And 3 or 4 days, some people 30 days. We had some family members 30 days without power. That's rare. But if we ever have something like that again, trust me, you'll know it. I'm going to tell you this is a big deal. Kind of like Jim Razor on that. We'll tell you when to worry. You'll know. There won't be any surprises on a 1 to 2 inch ice storm, that's for sure. When we get these quarter of an inch ice events, once you get to a quarter of an inch, you can start having damage. And a half an inch of ice, power lines start falling, tree branches. But this one, it sounds like a quarter of an inch of ice. I haven't heard of higher totals. Let's see what the Weather Service has said. Rick Shanklin's reminding everybody that when you measure snow depth, be sure and take several measurements and then give the variation caused by drifting. If drifts are 1 to 2 feet, If drifts are 1/2 foot to 1 foot, then report the drifts as well, but don't measure the drifts. So try to find an area where the snow looks uniform. Take 3, 4, 5 measurements and then divide it by that number. Hopkins County, 4 inches of snow. All right. Okay. Let's see what else is going on with the weather service. That's Weather Service. Todd County, Kentucky, 2.5 inches of snow. I'll be curious to see a snow map after this is all over to see, how much fell. It's always tricky forecasting snow. This is why it's tricky to forecast snow. If you have a summer rain shower at night and it drops 1/10 of an inch of rain, when you wake up in the morning, you may not even know it rained. And you probably don't really care. But 1/10 of an inch of precipitation in the winter, if it's snow, equals 1 inch of snow. So 0.10 inches of rain equals 1 inch of snow. So that passing shower in the summer that you could not care less about, if that happened in the winter, everyone would wake up freaking out and say the forecasters really got the forecast wrong because an inch of snow fell. And it's a big deal. An inch of snow in an area can actually close schools. But I'm just telling you that to tell you how hard it is to forecast snow totals, because we're talking about 1/10 of an inch of precipitation. So the difference between, let's say, somebody who gets 1 inch of snow and somebody who gets 3 inches of snow is pretty small. And then you have to factor in the air temperatures, because the colder the air temperature, the fluffier the snow usually is. So then you have to do a math formula. So instead of 10 to 1, you may have 15 to 1. I've seen 60 to 1, 70 to 1 snow totals in our area. In other words, 1/10 of an inch of precip equaled 6 to 7 inches of snow. That happened back in 2005, maybe. We had an upper level disturbance move in an Alberta clipper, and we had cold temperatures. I think we were in the teens, and the snow ratios were incredible. Probably some of the higher snow ratios I've seen in our area. But that about 1/10 of an inch to 0.20 inches of melted precip fell, but that was a lot of snow because of the ratio. So it's not straightforward when we tell you how much snow to expect. And these computer models that you see a lot of times that give you 5.4 in your backyard, and that's just showing you the computer model's opinion. Forecasters have to look at that and then adjust it and figure out what's actually going to happen. It's it's not easy, that's for sure. Let's take a look. Pulaski County, 2 inches of snow. Rosiclare, 4 inches. So for Pulaski, I went in my text yesterday, I sent out 2 to 4. So they've got 2. It's on the low end. Polk County, Hardin area. Rosiclare, Hardin County, 4 inches of snow. I think I messed up something yesterday. Somebody asked me about Hardin County. I think in my mind I had Hardin County further north. I think I messed up that question when I told them they were on the north side. Oh well, sorry about that. So I think I went 2 to 4 for Hardin County in my actual forecast. So they've got 4, so that worked out. But the person that was asking me that last night, I guess it's just been too long of days. I was thinking Hardin County was a county or 2 north, but somehow I messed that up. Oh well. He's actually an inspiring weather forecaster, so I think he's in high school. I'm gonna have to message him later and tell him I messed that up. He'll probably think I'm a bad forecaster now. All right, let me show you Paducah National Weather Service radar. Here we go. So you can see it kind of drying up there. Pretty quick. See how this is dissipating all of a sudden? So there you go. Owensboro's starting to lighten up. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. Sometimes this will dissipate and then perk back up a little bit, but look how quickly the precipitation is drying up in some of these areas. Look at Ohio County, Kentucky. It's covered in snow, and then all of a sudden, poof, it's gone. So that's how this is going to unfold with it dissipating. As the storm pulls away, it'll fall apart on the west side, but still have a couple hours of snow showers left. Let me go back over there to the Owensboro question. I'm just going to go back and answer that question again. So, a few more hours of snow for some of you. Okay, let's see if you have any questions over in the YouTube. Jacob wants to know if the snow's about done for Ballard. So yeah, you're on the western edge, so another hour or two maybe. It's holding its own in some counties, but I can see generally speaking that it's weakening. And this is what we call the deformation band of snow with the upper level low. So yeah, for Ballard County, let's give it another hour or two. You can have snow flurries or snow showers for a while, but the heavier, steady snow should start to taper. I wouldn't be surprised as it pulls away. There could be an area that bands again. We still get a band through Graves, Callaway County, Marshall. There's a thin band of heavier snow. Let me move into that. You see this band? Some of these people in this area are getting some really good snow, so I wouldn't be surprised to see some 5, 6, 7-inch totals in this band somewhere hard in south of Mayfield, somewhere in there. But anyway, sometimes when the storm pulls away, you'll see a couple more of those little bands form. So somebody might, get another quick half inch or inch. Let's see what other questions here. Let's see. More questions in chat. So anyway, I'm experimenting with this live feed. So what we may do when we do the milk and cookies with Beau with winter storms is start a live feed as well, and I can tell you what's going on as well. News for reading questions here. Wycliffe snowplow overturned. Paula, yeah, I don't blame you, Paula, for wanting to stay inside. Okay. Just reading your comments here. Paula used to live in, okay, I guess Paula used to live in a tropical country. Okay. Yeah, if you live in a tropical area and then have to deal with snow, that's never fun. All right, so if I can get my cup of coffee here. Finally cooled down enough. I'll go back over to the other radar view. Let me check. See what else is going on over on the Facebook. Carrie was asking me about the live feed, and I don't know if she can get into it or not. Let's see. All right, so, well, that gives you a pretty good idea of what's going on with the storm system. I bet my East Coast friends are freaking out right now. Some places are expecting 2 to 3 feet of snow. I heard Washington, D.C. was one of them, if it verifies. Jim Cantori's predicting thunder snow in Washington, D.C. Yes, the upper level dynamics with this system are impressive. So you're going to have thunder snow with this for sure. Oxford, Mississippi, snow. Here's this, let's see, a snow map. Yeah, so a snow map for the middle Atlantic area, I'm looking at 20, 30 inches of snow. Just incredible. CNN, Fox, Weather Channel. This is all you're going to be seeing on TV today. Jacob Wilkins, heaviest snow I've ever seen in my life, occurring in Bowling Green, Kentucky. I'm going to retweet that for him. if I can show you my screen here with Twitter. If I can add a scene. I think I can. Capture. I'm going to show you my Twitter feed. Going crazy today. There we go. Okay. Let's just take a look at what's what's being tweeted out there. Let's see. Let's take a look here in Nashville. This is Nashville. Some snow. Not a lot, but a little snow. Probably some ice underneath that. These are pictures from social media. South Nashville. A little more snow there for sure. So there you go. Before and after. So they've got several inches of snow. South Nashville says on the Twitter feed. Jay Freeman, 2 words. Apocalypse. Yes. Ryan Maui from Weather Bell. National Weather Service 9 a.m. forecast 24-inch snow totals right through Washington, D.C. 3 feet possible west and northwest. Incredible. Over the last decade, they've had some big winter storms up there. Let's see what right weather. Got a radar, futurecast radar loop. James Spann, moderate to heavy snow in Bowling Green. Okay. There's another view of the satellite. See that tail, that's the moisture coming up. Here's Florida. These bright colors, those are lights, the bright white. So there's your storm. You can see how it wraps up. The low rotates counterclockwise, so your storm looks like that. Impressive winter storm. East Coast will be getting a lot of news coverage. They always do. Over here. Anything from Paducah. Let's see. Paducah National Weather Service. 8:09 a.m. Light to moderate snow continues. In the area, they posted a radar loop. 4-inch snow depth at National Weather Service. Snow drifts to 1 foot. There you go. I forgot to forecast the drifts when I forecasted the snow amounts. I should have added that in there. Sometimes it's hard to keep up with everything. Here's a photograph from the National Weather Service Paducah from last night. Look at the wind. You can just see the wind blowing that snow and the flags. Weather Service had a hard time with this one, as all of us did, forecasters. It's just an incredibly hard snow to forecast with a cutoff like that. You know, had this snow been widespread in our area, it wouldn't have been so bad, but the fact that the gradient was so tight, it just made it hard to forecast the western edge. But all in all, I think it did okay as far as the forecast. I mean, some forecasts. I didn't see all the forecasts. I heard about all the forecasts, but I could barely keep up with my stuff yesterday and the day before. So I really didn't have time to, other than what you guys told me, I didn't have time to see what everybody else was doing. I do usually chat with some local meteorologists that I'm friends with, so we try to compare notes. But I don't know what everybody forecasted unless you posted me a map from someone else or sent it to me to ask me what I thought about it. Metropolis, Illinois, Christopher. There's a couple inches of snow. Not sure how much there, but I can tell there's ice underneath it. Looking at the vehicles there. Probably not very much fun to scrape the windshields this morning, Christopher. Lisa, heavy snow in Owensboro. All right. Coffee is a must, Melody says. Yes, I have 1 cup. Yesterday I had 1 cup in the morning, but I was already wound up so much that I shouldn't have had that 1 cup. Took a while to come down off the coffee, but I was already excited about forecasting this. The center, snow starting to taper off. Melissa, thank you, Melissa, for the photograph. Looks like you got a few inches there. Maybe 3 or 4. Just guessing from the photo. Thanks for sending in your photos. Barwell, Kentucky, Megan, 4 inches of snow on top of ice, still coming down. Winter wonderland there. Unfortunately, it's Friday. Otherwise, the kids would have probably had, I'm guessing the kids would have been out of school 2 or 3 days from this. So, yeah, you got one day, so you can't have everything. We should warm up over the weekend. Not a lot, but a little. Enough to clear the roads, I think, and maybe some rain on, by Monday. Let's load some models. Let's take a look at what's ahead for us. I have not had much time to look ahead at what's coming up next. Do we have any more snow? Not that I trust the long-range models, but the models did pick up on this system several days out, so let me get you a screen view of the models. All right. Okay. Don't know how to make that larger. Probably not the best view on YouTube, but I'll try to work on that. There's about a 30-second delay from what I'm looking at to what you're seeing. I guess that way we don't have any wardrobe malfunctions like at the Super Bowl. Probably for the best. Okay, this is the GFS model. I see you're looking at it now. Let's just loop it. Let's go back 60 hours. Okay, so here's our current storm system. Area low pressure down in Alabama. Ton of moisture, of course, and look, we're on the northern edge. Had this storm been a little further south, we wouldn't have received hardly any snow, so it was threading the needle. Let's move forward. There you go. See, it transfers the energy offshore, and a new low will develop. There's your trowel, your snow on the back edge in Kentucky still at 6 p.m. tonight, so Kentucky's going to get a lot of snow. Moving forward, we see the low deepen, moves up the East Coast. Classic track for snow for Washington, D.C. and the Middle Atlantic. My Middle Atlantic snow fans are excited. Moving up, the low really deepens there, 988 millibars. Tight. That's why you have your blizzard warnings, very tight isobars. These lines are equal lines of pressure. The tighter they are, the stronger your winds. And you can see they're very tight through the Middle Atlantic. So blizzard conditions are going to occur there, 2 to 3 feet of snow. And then the system pulls away. And let's take a look at what's next for us. This is Sunday. We have high pressure. We'll probably be down in the teens this weekend, especially with the snowpack. Moving forward to Monday, here's an area of low pressure that's forecast to trek out of Oklahoma to Missouri. I put rain in the forecast for Monday, although I didn't really get to update the blog much yesterday, but you can see it moves north of us. Remember I told you if the low moves north, we're on the warm side. This could start out as a wintry mix, but we should have warmer air moving in. Not saying it can't end as snow or something, but right now this is forecast to be rain, so we'll see. To be honest, I haven't had time to look too far ahead. Let me pull ahead there. Let's see, Tuesday. Okay, so there's rain. The purple's rain. This is us right here, Illinois, South Missouri, West Kentucky. This is rain, cold front, area low pressure, Great Lakes, cold front extending from it. Let's take a look. That's Monday night. So yeah, so by Tuesday morning, the precip is east of us. If this does change to snow on Monday, it'd be Monday night. But right now, from what I looked at the last day or two, it doesn't look that big. But again, I haven't had time to look too far ahead. This storm took up pretty much all my. Let's move ahead further 150 hours. Don't really trust the models this far out, but I just like to glance at them and see if something. There are some hints of a bigger storm. There you go. At the beginning of February. Remember, I've been saying that I really thought winter would set in February, March. We'll see how that goes. Long range forecasting is sort of like going to Vegas, but with a little skill if you know how to count cards. So February 2nd, here's a winter storm, big winter storm. Will that happen? This is long range, so I'm just showing you. I like to look ahead. High pressure moves in behind. That would be bitterly cold air if true. We'll see. I haven't had time to dig too much on the long range, but I don't think we're done with winter. So you guys that are disappointed and gals from this storm, we'll have some more opportunities, I think. Get some snow. Team weather. Hi, thanks. Talking to my tech guys back at the Firehorn about the text messages. Okay. Let me look and see if you've got any questions on YouTube. Big flakes in Owensboro, high ratio. Paula just posted a pic on Facebook. Yeah, there were some winter storms last year where you couldn't see the license plate, so last year was quite the storm. Isaiah says radar is deceiving. Heavy blowing snow still in Owensboro. Yeah, so you're going to have quite a bit of blowing snow for a while. I mean, this could go on into the afternoon for the blowing snow. Just to be clear, it's not going to improve much today. Wow, who posted that? There you go. There you go. Good picture of the visibility here on Facebook. Sandy posted 641 between Poirier, Tennessee and Hazel, Kentucky. Yeah, so a blizzard actually doesn't have much to do with snow death. It has to do with winds, 35-mile-an-hour winds, I believe, for 3 or 4 hours sustained. But you've got blizzard, what we call blizzard-like conditions, low visibility. You can see there. I love this photograph. You can see the power lines and poles, and then suddenly nothing. Let's see. Jason Darnell and I chased a snowstorm a few years ago, and we were in an area where it's just fields, and the snow was deep, and there wasn't any woods. Very quickly, with whiteout conditions, you can't see anything because you can't get the depth of field because the snow, everything's white. The ground's white, the sky, and the snow falling. So you get what we call whiteout or near whiteout conditions. Thank you, Sandy. Great photo. Let me tell her, Sandy, great photo. Okay. Road reports from okay, so like the Kentucky Department of Transportation, just go to 511.ky.gov. You can look up. Let's go over to James Roberts. If you type into your Facebook search J P, you'll come up with all of the traffic and road conditions. He's got some great pages. Owensboro is one of them. Southern Illinois is one of them. Southeast Missouri, Tennessee. I encourage you to like those pages. Ton of traffic information on there. So let's pop over there and see what's going on. Snow Patrol closings. Kentucky Star. All your school closings. I'm guessing a lot of you are out of school. That was one of the impacts. I like to predict impacts. And school closings was one of them. But here, Ossip, just northwest of Metropolis. Photograph. Look at visibility there. Really blowing snow. Nice. Okay. Yeah, so check out James Roberts' pages. Love his pages. I try to post on there sometimes. Yesterday, I just never had time to get all my posts out, but I tried. Okay, So if you want to know about road conditions, pop over to James Roberts' pages. Pick one of them if you live in Owensboro. Well, let's just pop into Owensboro while we're here. Some of you chatting with me are in Owensboro, so let's go look. Live in Kentucky. All roads are covered. Snow and ice in Kentucky. Yeah, I was telling people if you had to drive through Kentucky to forget it today, don't do it. I know some of you were going to Louisville for some competitions. I think that was canceled, thankfully. National Guard is sending several heavy-duty wreckers to Western Kentucky to be pre-positioned to assist. That was 7 hours ago. I don't see too much new information being posted on there. If you live in Owensboro, go over to that page, JP's Owensboro Henderson, like it, and give them some reports about what's going on in your location. Let's see. Illinois, probably not much going on there. Let's go over to the National Weather Service in Paducah. Our local National Weather Service office. Some of my friends there I've been chatting with, they have enjoyed forecasting this storm and being sarcastic. They posted a graphic. Snow will continue this morning across extreme southeast Missouri, Illinois, West Kentucky. We know that, so that's good. Melinda, Bloomfield, 3 inches in Calvert. That was 3 hours ago. All right, so over to the main thread an hour ago. The milk and cookies thread last night got a little out of control. Seemed like that the milk and cookies ended up being in a bar or something, but I didn't get to read all of it. I heard about it, but I try not to allow negative stuff in the threads, but somehow last night got so busy that I missed it. Otherwise, I would have erased it and not allowed it to get to that point, but that's the first time we've had a thread that maybe got a little testy. People stressed out maybe. But anyway, it's okay. I talked to Jason, the guy that was Jason Lindsay, and everything's okay. So we chatted a little bit. I think there was some misunderstanding. So, all right. So Unionville, Illinois. Picture there from Susan. Winter Wonderland. See it sticking on the trees. Sorry, folks. Kentucky is closed. All right. There we go. Yeah, probably not a good day to drive through Kentucky for sure. West Virginia, state of emergency issued. Not surprised. I was kind of wondering if Kentucky might get one, but those are things that are decided at state levels. Virginia, state of emergency. Pennsylvania, state of emergency. Thanks, George. Heavy snow in Murray. Still coming down in Madisonville. Thanks for all you do. Amy, thank you. State of emergency. Okay, state of emergency declared in Tennessee. There you go. That was one of my impact forecasts, was Kentucky and Tennessee might have a state of emergency. I sort of know that from going through about 4 or 5 storms like this over the decades. Not that I'm that old, but I do remember every weather event. Great job, everyone. Thanks for asking the same questions over and over. I think I'm going to develop an AI to do this. I saw some comments last night, and maybe a robot that can automatically answer the same questions. I try to be patient. Most of the time, it would help if everybody would read what everyone else asks, but this is what happens. I can post a solid post, lots of info, and then inevitably someone comes in and asks me a question that I posted in the original forecast post. Like the exact question will have been answered in that post. So I know they didn't read it. I call it the McDonald generation. Drive by and don't They don't want to spend too much time. They just want to ask a question and then move on. So, but it helps if you read what I post. So that would help. I try to answer questions within my first forecast. Beau, hook your laptop up to your TV with an HDMI. Technology will be the death of me one of these days. I keep saying that. So much technology. Okay, the snow is fine here in Paducah. Does that mean it's wetter or drier? So it's dry. Dry snow, powdery snow. Christy's asking. Blows around a lot. When you get a dry snow and powdery snow, that's when you get your blizzard conditions. It really blows around. YouTube, 3 to 4 more hours in Christian. Yes. I don't think it's going to snow all day in Christian County. No. I mean, you're on the eastern edge of this, so it's going to last a little longer there, but it will start to weaken. I said 3 to 5 hours. There's not a question for Christian County, our eastern counties in my forecast area. That question was asked about an hour ago, so it's 9 o'clock now, 9:30. Yeah, so you're going to have snow for a little while longer. But it will be pulling away, so you're not going to have the heavier, steady snow. Snow. A couple more pictures here. Dixon Springs, Murray, Elizabeth, thank you. 4 inches in Dixon Springs from Tim. Megan, Bardwell State Route 1022 East, 4 inches snow, ice. Fulton County, Jackie. Wow, let's see, Fulton County. Yeah, good snow. I wonder how much Fulton County got. If anybody knows how much Fulton County received, let me know. I think, I can't remember what I put for them in the forecast. I don't remember. I should have written it down, but anyway. The ice was a little less than expected, I think, in Graves and Callaway. I thought maybe 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch. I haven't seen anybody tell me how much they received, but that was my big worry. I don't want ice. Do not want ice. Okay, so that's that. Let's pop back over to our radar view. There we go. I'm going to zoom in to the storm for Kentucky. Wow, Kentucky's just covered in snow. Look at that. Still some ice in southeast Kentucky. All right. While I'm doing this, I need to do some work as well. Reading your post over on the YouTube page. So. Well, guys, I hope the storm turned out about as expected for your area. I don't know. There's always some people that have more and some less. That's the way it goes. Here's some new snow totals coming in. Morganfield, Union County, Kentucky. 3 inches of snow measured. Post some of this on the live feed. Weather Service says Muhlenberg County, local storm report, 4 inches of snow. Okay, not seeing any, huge totals, but local storm report, 3 inches in Todd County. I'm going to post some of these on the Weather Talk live feed as well. If you go to weathertalk.com, you'll see there's also a live feed option when you sign up. And during severe weather, I try to keep that updated with fresh information. But I can do it with the winter storm as well. Hardin County, Illinois, 4 inches of snow. You know what? I'm going to find friend here, Ryan. You know what? Been a long 3 days. Maybe Ryan was asking me about Union County, Illinois. I think he was, not Hardin. So maybe I did do okay last night. I'm getting my counties confused. 3 inches of snow just west of Owensboro, measured by Tim. Okay. Here we go. Local storm report. Remember that band of snow that I showed you in Graves County? Here's 3 miles east northeast of Beau's, 8 inches of snow. So see, that's that band where that banding occurred. And when I forecast winter storms, you'll always hear me say, where banding occurs, you're going to get some big totals. They'll be a lot higher than your neighbor's totals. So that's there you go. There's your banding. Hopkins County, Kentucky. Media reports 8 miles south of Madisonville, 6 inches of snow. So I had a 5 to 10 inch band across Graves County, Callaway, over towards Hopkins in that area. So I'm seeing some bigger totals now in that area. Probably not the whole county getting that amount, but New Madrid, Missouri, 2 inches of snow. I think I had them in 2 to 4, so I feel. It looks like, just looking at some of the totals coming in, it seems like the forecast was decent. Williamson County, Creel Springs, 3 inches of snow. All right, Mississippi County, Missouri, 3 inches of snow. Fulton County, 3 inches. There you go. There's a Fulton County report from 9 a.m., 3 inches of snow. Train spotter. Thought maybe Northwest Tennessee, Fulton County might get a little more. It was hard because of the freezing rain, sleet, to get that one right. Wasn't sure how that would turn out. I'm seeing a lot of snow reports here on the Weather Service chat. Oh, okay. Go down to Memphis. Let's see. Henry County, Tennessee. 3.5 inches of snow near Paris. There you go. Those are the areas I thought might have more snow. Wasn't sure. I can't remember, but I think in my forecast for Northwest Tennessee, I think I had them in 5 to 10 inches. So that might be on the low end there. We'll see how it turns out once everyone's turned in their snow reports. Weekly County, Tennessee at 9 a.m. Let's see. Public reports 5 inches of snow. So there you go. There is a 5 inch in Northwest Tennessee being reported on the chat room in the National Weather Service out of Memphis. Our friends down there doing a good job with this storm as well. Talked to the Weather Service yesterday a couple of times, and everyone sort of had the same general feeling that this was going to be tricky on the west side of it, but everyone felt good about the confidence level for, say, Fulton County through Graves, the Lakes area, up towards Bowling Green, those areas, that the forecast would verify. It was always that west area that just wasn't sure about. Davies County, Kentucky, new report, 3 inches of snow. Well, I think I'll work on this chat thing. I would like to do it during events. We've been trying to figure out the best way to do it, and I did some Googling last night. So maybe this will work. We can work on the resolution of the screen and all that. It asked me, there were some questions when I set it up, and I'm not sure how to set it for the best optimal screen view for you guys. But I'm going to zoom out and show you the whole storm again. Yeah, it's just an incredible view of the storm. This is, excuse me, this is some of the software I use to monitor live conditions. And when your screen comes up, watch that line of storms over the last 9 hours that formed in Mississippi. Right here it is. Severe thunderstorms, tornadoes on the southeast side of the storm. But you can see that, look at that line of storms. Incredible to watch that. The Beau echoes in it. No doubt some wind damage through here. I saw a few reports last night, probably some tornadoes. Was classic winter storm. Let's pull up the tornado watches. See if we've got maybe one in Florida. I don't know. Let that load. Get it to load. No, maybe there's not. I thought maybe there'd be a tornado watch down in Florida, but I don't see one. Turn that back off. Wow, what a storm. Okay. I bet I've got 500 emails to go through today. And Razors, so it posted some updates. Okay. I'm just scanning my emails. Fun. Okay, let's see. Go back over to Facebook real quick. All right, so I think that is it. We'll see how the snow ends over the next few hours. But it looks like this chat, it looks like the video and chat is working. You guys are telling me that you're seeing the screen and all. Hop back over here to Facebook. Ashley posted a photo. Jewel McDowell, 3 inches of snow in Lone Oak, still snowing. Okay, thank you for that. Nina's asking about a state of emergency. If there's a state of emergency. I don't think there's a state of emergency in Kentucky yet, but it wouldn't surprise me if one's issued. Stephanie, totals go up. No, this storm is done. Whatever's left on radar now, you know, it's not going to increase in intensity or anything. Those receiving snow, though, you're still going to pick up some accumulation. The storm overall is going to be winding down. That doesn't mean that if you've got light snow now, it can't pop back up to heavy as these bands move out. But the point is the storm's moving out, so it's not going to build back in or anything like that. Snow coming down in Madisonville, heavy snow in Murray. So yeah, you're still going to have these snow bands that we've been looking at on radar move through, and like I said, they can perk back up for a little bit as the system pulls away. Sometimes you'll get one or two little bands that will intensify right as the storm pulls away. So if you get under one of those, you might end up with a little more snow. Here's some more snow totals. Ridgely, Lake County, Tennessee, 5 inches. So there you go, 5 inches in Lake County, Tennessee. 2.3 earlier in Union City, 5 inches in Martin. Fulton, Kentucky, 3 inches. Foyer, 3.5. Totals, Cowee County, 3.5, that was from earlier. 4 inches, Cowee County. 6 inches, Graves County. 8 inches, Graves County. 5 inches, Marshall County. 3 inches, Calvert City. Paducah downtown, 2 inches. Metropolis, 3.5. Just reading some of these. Princeton, 3 inches. Katie's, 4 inches. You'll probably end up with 5 or 6 in Katie's before it's over, I bet. Snow. Let's see. Madisonville, 6 inches. 3 inches Caldwell County, 6 inches Webster County, 3 inches Morganfield, Owensboro 3 inches, Henderson 4.5. Starting to lose my voice. Creel Springs 3 inches. I wonder if Marion got any snow at all. Because Creel Springs has 3.5. And remember we talked about that sharp gradient? At some point someone will put out a map, the Weather Service, and we'll see just how tight of a gradient it was. I don't see any reports from Poplar Bluff. I think I had them in the 2 to 4 low confidence area, but I know they had ice last night. Little Barn, New Madrid County, 2 inches snow, 1/10 of an inch of ice. So, yeah, there's an ice report finally for New Madrid. I was thinking 0.10 to 0.20 for ice, and there's a New Madrid County 0.10. Maybe some other people have ice. It's hard. A lot of people don't know how to measure freezing rain, but if you look at a tree branch and then you put your ruler and you measure, you can measure the ice on it, the depths of the ice. But that's the way you measure. Let's see what you guys are doing over here on Facebook. Let me switch you back over to the radar view. Sorry. Let's pull up the National Weather Service radar in Paducah, and you can see how the snow bands are going. You can see generally, watch how over the last hour it's kind of weakened. See how much green there was earlier? That's heavier snow. But watch how much blue is showing up now. It's weakening. But now watch these little bands, because they will tighten up. And where they tighten up, you'll get a quick 1/2 inch to 1 inch of snow, big flakes coming down hard, wind, blizzard-like. Where that happens. Right now, let's zoom into Marshall County so you can see it's tightened up there in northwest Marshall County. So all of a sudden you're going to get more snow, and you already had that 8-inch report near Beau's. That's the highest total I've seen, Beau's, Kentucky, 8 inches. But where that tightens up, you'll get another, 1/2 inch to 1 inch. So sounds like people in these band areas, I bet right through here in Hardin, South Marshall, Burrs, Harvey, I bet somebody had quite a bit of snow. Aurora. I've got some family in the Hardin area, Dexter. I bet they've got quite a bit of snow. They'll send me some photos later. Tara down here, south of Mayfield, she's always asking me for snow. And it looks like she got some snow. If you notice, I can put names on the radar and know where you live. Makes it easier when you give me a storm report. I can just quickly look at radar during severe weather. All right. Let's take a look. Chat. I don't see any more questions in chat. There's 37 people in there. So we know the chat works. We'll let you guys go. I need to do some work and catch up from the last 4 days of madness, snow madness. And who knows, I might even put the Weather Channel on and see what's happening. But I've got some notes here to try to fix some of your accounts for texting. So I'll start looking into this, and we'll just have to figure out what's going on with some of these texting. It seems like a lot of them are just settings are wrong, but not all of them. So if you haven't signed up for the text message, go to weathertalk.com. It's $3 a month for one phone. The proceeds go towards my time, and all this stuff you see, cost can be $500 to $1,000 a month for what I'm paying out of my pocket for all this. So the money from the texting service helps me pay for all that, and then all my time. So the last 2 or 3 days have been 18-hour days, and we've done our best to give you the information and the most accurate forecast possible. It was a tough storm to forecast, like all of them are, but I did my best, and hopefully you got to know. My main goal is to give you a heads up before a storm moves in, and I think I tried to do that. We'll try to work out some of the bugs with the weathertalk.com site. Growing pains for us. Keep in mind, we just started this recently, and it's kind of new to us, so it takes a little bit of time on my part too to learn some of the ins and outs of it and what's best and the most efficient way. The social media, you have 3 text options. The daily forecast, you can click that. It's all the same price. You can click the social media alerts when I update Facebook, not every day, but just an important Facebook post like winter storm or severe weather. I'll send you the link. And the third text option is severe weather alerts. And I don't send out warnings, not severe thunderstorm or tornado warnings. This isn't automated stuff. This is stuff I type on my keyboard and send directly to your cell phone. So this isn't a computer sending you information. So the severe weather alerts are more like value-added content to the warning. So like the Brookport, Illinois tornado, you would have received a text that said tornado moving into southeast Massachusetts County, tornado may approach Brookport. Or you may get a text that said damaging winds reported in Sykeston with damage. And then I'll tell you, seek shelter for a little bit as the storm moves towards you in Carlisle or Hickman County. Those are the kind of messages you'll get. I'm not sending out tornado and severe thunderstorm warnings. There's a million apps that will do that for you. I don't need to do that. So what I'm trying to do is give you extra information that might help keep you safe. The power goes out, your text usually still works. So if you're in your closet seeking shelter, I can send you a message that also says storm's over, it's past your area, or tornado watch canceled, tornado warning canceled, something like that. It's value-added information, just so you know. And sometimes when you receive the daily forecast, you'll receive tonight's forecast and then 20 seconds will go by before the next one. The reason it takes me time is because I'm typing it out. It's not automated. So you'll get a few texts over a minute or two. I know that can be a little annoying sometimes, but that's how it has to be, because I'm typing you for your county, your forecasts. So it takes time, especially with a complicated forecast. And so when you sign up, you choose your home county. So the forecast you get is for your county. It's not for 10 counties away. It's for your county. So that's how the text service works. A lot of you have signed up. What would really help me is if you would tell your friends about it and get them to sign up. And that really helps me out. All right, so I'm going to let you go. Winter storm, what is it, Jonas, the Weather Channel said? We'll be winding down over the next few hours in our area. You will see snow perk up from time to time in bands, but overall, generally, it's moving out. So the next, the next 2, 3, 4 hours, the storm should be moving out. Afternoon, winds will be gusty, 30, maybe 40-mile-an-hour winds. That's going to blow the snow around a lot. Near blizzard conditions. Would not be surprised me if state of emergency is issued for Kentucky as well. Tennessee's already issued one, but no matter, it doesn't matter. The roads are bad. The roads are going to deteriorate in areas with high winds. Drifting on side roads could be 1-2 feet in some areas. Some road closures are possible. If you're traveling south or east in the area over the next 2 to 3 days, check ahead on road conditions, especially the next 24 to 36 hours. Once we get into Saturday and Sunday, let the road crews do their job. Stay out of their way, give them room, and let them clear stuff off. We should see temperatures rise a little bit. With the snowpack, might be hard to get above freezing for a little while, but slowly but surely Sunday, Monday will warm up a little bit. Hopefully we'll reach the mid to upper 30s on Monday, maybe 40. Some of the forecasts said lower 40s, but with the snowpack, I'm not sure about that. We may also have fog as warmer air moves in later in the weekend. We'll have to deal with that because of the snowpack. But generally, the next few days, calm weather. We'll watch for some rain on Monday, perhaps. But I don't see another big winter storm in the forecast right now. Down the road, long range, maybe some more showing up in the charts. But for now, the storm will be winding down. All right, thanks. You guys have been awesome over the last few days. I appreciate it. And I will see you over on the Facebook.